Good morning. The next topic is control statements. So, we have different types of control statements. So, first let us discuss about what is control statement. Normally, if this is your program, our program executes line by line, right? First line, second line, third line, fourth line. Like this, line by line, the program will be executed. So if you want to skip these two lines and after first line you want to go to the next fourth line, or if a condition met and if the condition false, if you want to execute these two lines. So if you want to skip, finally if you want to skip some lines of program, we will be having control statements. Under control statements we have conditional control statements and unconditional control statements. So these are all comes under conditional control statements. Under conditional control statements we have decision control statements, loop control statements and case control statement. So decision control statements. Under decision control statements we will be having simple if else, nested if, else if ladder. 4 types of decision control statements. Let us see one by one. So decision control statements. What is mean by decision control statements? So if we want to take a decision, like for example either yes or no, true or false, is called decision control statements. Based upon some condition, either we will go for true or either we will go for false, yes or no. First let's discuss about simple if. So I'll tell with the English example. If it rains, I will not play. If it rains, I'll not play. This is the simple if condition. If the condition is true, then I will do this. See here, condition. If the condition is true, then control statements under true, the statements under true block will be executed. The statements under if block will be executed. See here, if the condition is true, then the block of statements will be executed. Let us explain this with an example. A equals to 5, B equals to 3. If A is greater than B, printf A is greater. So see, 5 is greater than 3, condition true, right? Then A is greater will be printed. This is about simple if. If else, the same example. If it rains, I will not play, else I will play. Else means false, condition false. So if it rains, I'll not play. Otherwise means else, I will play. The same way, if the condition is true, the true statements will be executed. Otherwise means the condition is false, means else, the false statements will be executed. This is the syntax. If condition is true, true statements will be executed. Otherwise, else, the false statements will be executed. Same example, A equals to 5, B equals to 3. If A is greater than B, printf A is greater, else printf B is greater. See, 5 is greater than 3, yes, condition true, A is greater will be printed. If for example, in our example, B equals to 6, if 5 is greater than B, condition true or false? False, right? So the condition will be false. So if statements will not be executed, it will directly come to else part and else statement will be executed. 6 is greater will be printed. This is about if else. Next, nested if. Nested if means nested. We will know about nest, right? Nest, one inside the other. So if condition 1 is true, again if condition 2, again if condition 3. So this is the nested if statement. See, so you can write nested if. This is one nested if, or if condition 1 else if condition 2 else. You can write if condition under if part or else part. You can write in anywhere. Another one condition inside another condition. You can write under if part or else part. Okay. The basic idea is one inside the other. So in this case, see, if condition 1 true, then it will check the another condition. If this condition is also true, then it will check the another condition. So in this way also we can write. This is nested if. So for example, if you want to check 3 conditions or 2 conditions, if A is greater than B, if A is greater than C, then printf, for example, you have A, B, C, A is greater than B and A is greater than C, A is greater, right? Here no else part in this if inner if condition. You can write else for the outer if condition. Okay. See, in ABC, if A is greater than B and C, then A is greatest, right? A is greater than B. Yes, this condition is true and it will enter into the loop, sorry, into the condition. And again we have another condition, A is greater than C, another condition. If these both conditions are true, then only this will be executed. One if inside the other. Next, else if ladder. So, else if ladder. If condition 1, if this false, it will go to else part, right? In else, again we are checking condition 2. If this is false also, again we will write else part, right? Else if condition 3. In this way we will write beside, we will write if beside else. See, if, for example, among these conditions, all these conditions, only one condition will be true. See here, if the condition 1, if it is true, will it check, will it go to else part? No, right? It will stop from here, stop here itself. So if the condition is 1 is true, it will not check all the conditions. Okay? Okay. If the condition 1 is false, then it will go to else part. In else, we have another condition. If this condition is true, so will it go to else part? No. It will stop here itself. Okay. So if the condition 1 is false and if the condition 2 is true, it will stop here. And if the condition 2 is also false, condition 1 is false, then it will check condition 2. If the condition 2 is also false, then it will come to else part and it will check condition 3. So if the condition 3 is true, then it will stop here. Otherwise, it will again go to else part. Likewise. So among all conditions, only one condition will be executed. Okay. If all the conditions are false, then what it will do? it will execute the else part. Okay, if all the conditions are false, again it will come to else part. At the last, else part will be executed. Okay, see here, if condition 1, else if condition 2, if condition 3. See, condition 1 true means it will stop and it will come out of the if nested if ladder. If it is false, it will check the condition 2. If it is true, it will come. Otherwise, it go to again else part and condition 3. If it is false, again it will go to else part and check the next condition. If all the conditions are false, it will automatically execute else part. This is about nested if, else if ladder. So the difference between nested if and else if ladder is, in nested if all the conditions will be executed. In else if ladder, among all the conditions, only one condition will be true. Next one is switch case. So the alternative for else if ladder is switch case. Else if ladder alternative is switch case. See, in switch case, if case 1 is true, then it will come out of the statements will be executed under case 1 and it will come out of the case. If it is false, it will next case 2 will be checked. If that is true, it will come out. Otherwise, case 3 will be checked. If that is true, it will come out. Otherwise, next case. If all the cases are false, the default case will be executed. We will write one example. Switch of case. Syntax will be like this. Switch of case. Case 1. Case 2. Case 3. And default. Okay. So, for example, here case of character may be plus, minus, multiplication. So, if the chosen character is plus, it should perform addition of two operators and print. The result should be printed. And break must be compulsory in switch case. Break means come out of the block. If we execute break, it will come out of the break. See, among all cases, only one case must be selected, right? Switch is used for among all cases, among all the conditions, only one condition must be true. In the same else if ladder also, right? Among all the conditions, only one condition must be true. That's why switch is the alternative for else if ladder. Among all cases, only one case will be executed. So after executing this first case, if this is true, the break will be encountered. Break means come out of the switch case. So if the first case is true, it should skip all the cases, remaining cases, right? That's why break must be compulsory. If we don't use break here, what will happen? So case 1, addition will be performed here. For example, plus is the chosen character. Plus is performed, no break, right? Case 2, minus will also be performed. So if you don't use break, it will execute all the cases. That's why break is the compulsory statement in switch case. Switch case is alternative for else if ladder, and switch case is used to select one case among all cases, to choose one condition among all conditions. If all the conditions are false, the default case will be executed automatically. Okay. Next, loop control statements. Under loop control statements, we have 3 loops. for loop, while loop and do while loop. So what is meant by loop? Loop. So repetition. Loop means repetition. For example, I want to print numbers from 1 to 100. 1 to 100 numbers I want to print. So can we take numbers directly? No, right? We want to take the numbers into variables A, B, C, D and so on. For example, 1 to 5 numbers A, B, C, D, E. A, B, C, D, sorry, E. 1 will be stored in A variable, 2 all integers and all will be stored in. So printf percentile D A, printf percentile D B, so C D E. In this way you need to write printf for 5 times, right? If you want to print 5 variables, you need to write printf for 5 times. Okay, if I want to print 10 numbers, should I write 10 times? If I want to print 100 numbers, should I write 100 times printf? No, right? So the repetition, this statement is repeating. So for that purpose, to repeat the statements, we have loops. So loops are used for repetition. We have for loop, while loop, do while loop. So in any loop, 3 statements are compulsory. Those are initialization, condition and updation. So what is mean by initialization, what is mean by condition, what is mean by updation? So in the previous example, I want to print the numbers from 1 to 5, right? So initial value is 1. So initial value, see this printf percentile D A, B, C, D, E. So every time this variable will be stored in common variable, that is I. You can take any another variable, for I is common. First A will be stored into I, next B, next C, next D. So this is called loop variable. So we need to initialize that loop variable. Initialization, from where it should start? From 1. So initialization is I equals to 1. Condition. So from 1 to 5 we should repeat, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 is less than or equals to 5, 2 is less than or equals to 5, 3 is less than or equals to 5. So I is less than or equals to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next, condition, updation. Every time, first time I will be 1, next time I will be 2, right? So what will do 1 as 2? Increment operator, right? I plus plus. Okay, you can use, this is post increment, you can use pre increment also, but the result will be different. Okay, so these are the initialization, condition, updation. Okay, so the syntax of for is for initialization, condition, updation. So no semicolon. For all the conditional control statements, semicolon is not there, will not be there. Every line of C program will be ended with semicolon, but the conditional control statements will not be ended with semicolon. Okay, next, statements. So how this will be executed? First, int I equals to 1. Okay, next, condition, it will check the condition. 1 is less than or equals to 5. Yes, true. If the condition is true, it will enter into the loop. inside the loop just we are printing, right? Printf percentile d I will be printed, that is 1 will be printed. Next, after printing, after statements, it will go to updation. Updation means I plus plus, right? 1 will become as 2. Again it will check the condition. See here, loop. In this way loop is executing. So first initialization will be done only once. After initialization it will check the condition. If the condition is true, it will enter into the loop and execute the statements. After executing the statements, it will update the value. After updating, again it will check the condition. If the condition is true, it will enter into the loop. This will be repeated. So next time I value will be 2. 2 will be printed. 3, 4, 5. 5 less than or equals to 5. Condition true. Enter into the loop. 5 value will be printed. And 6. 6 less than or equals to 5. Condition fail. In this way, the loop statements will be executed. This is about for loop. So, while loop. Both for and while are used for the same purpose, but the syntax is different. So, in for, all will come in the same line, right? Initialization, condition, updation. But in while, first initialization will be there, while, condition, statements and updation. In this way, while loop will be there. The same for the same above program, we will write this with while loop. Int I equals to 1, while I less than or equals to 5, printf percentile d I and I plus plus. Okay, the same printing numbers from 1 to 5 I have written in for loop and while loop. Initialization, in while condition will be there, and loop statements, and after last statement while updation, and it will end. So if the condition is true, it will enter into the loop and execute the block of statements, and increment operator, updation operator will be done. Then again it will check the condition until the condition becomes false. See, while loop, condition, it will check the condition. If the condition is true, execute the statements inside the loop, and here updation. It will update and again it will check the condition. The condition becomes false, it will exit from the while loop. Okay. Then what is the difference between for and while? So for is faster than while. That is the difference. Both are used for the same purpose. For is faster than while. That's it. The next one is do while loop. So very important topic, while and do while. Difference between while and do while. What we have done in while loop, first we will check the condition. If the condition is true, then only execute the statements, right? But in the do while loop, the name itself it is saying first to do, then while, condition. So first do, that means block of statements, it will execute the block of statements, and at last it will check the condition. For only do while loop we will be having semicolon. The syntax is initialization, do, statements, updation, and while leaving the block we will be having condition, and beside the condition we will be having semicolon. So I'll say with one example. Int I equals to 1. Okay, initialization. While I is less than 1 condition, printf percentile d I plus plus. So what is the output of this program? Guess. See, first I equals to 1. Okay, 1 less than 1 condition, false. So will it enter into the loop? No, it will come out of the loop. The output will be nothing, right? Same program I'll write with do while. Int initialization, int I equals to 1, do printf percentile d I plus plus, while condition I less than 1. Same condition I have written. So what is the output of this program? 1. I value is printed. See, I equals to 1, do. So it will enter into the loop. Printf 1 will be printed. I plus plus 2. 2 less than 1 condition, false, out of the do while loop. So what it means is, even though the condition is false, the statements in loop, the loop statements will be executed at least once. Do you understand? Even though the condition is false, the loop statements will be executed at least once. But in while, if the condition is false, it will not at all execute the loop statements. For also same thing. In do while, it will execute the statements at least once. If the condition is true, again it will repeat the loop statements. Okay. So the while and do while are, it is entry controlled loop, it is exit control loop, pre-control loop, post-control loop. These are the different names. Difference between while and do while, very important. Next, unconditional statements. We have 3 statements under unconditional statements. Those are break, continue and go. We will be having written also. So I'll explain all these with one simple example. So break. So take one program for int I equals to 1, I less than or equals to 5, I plus plus. If I equals to 3, break. Printf percentile d I, printf high. This is my program. Okay. So what is the output of this program? See, if one statement is there under if, no need to place braces. If one statement only belongs to if condition, no need to place braces. If you want, you can use. Break means come out of the block, come out of the loop. Okay. So I equals to 1, 1 less than or equals to 5, condition true. So it will enter into the loop. I equals to 3. Is 1 equals to 3? No, condition fail. It will not execute the break statements. It will execute printf statement. 1 will be printed. Next, 2 less than or equals to 5, condition true. 2 equals to 3? No, break will not be executed. 2 will be printed. Next, 3 less than or equals to 5, condition true. 3 equals to 3? Yes, break will be executed. Break means come out of the block. So it will come out of the for loop. So next, in the program, high is there, high will be executed. So the output is 1, 2, high. So now you understand break. It will exit from the loop. It will exit from the block. Okay, next, continue. So continue means skip for the current iteration and continue with the next iterations. In place of break, let's write continue, and we will see what will be the output. So I equals to 1, I less than or equals to 5, condition true, 1 less than or equals to 5. 1 equals to 3, no, continue will not be executed, 1 will be printed. 2 equals to 3, no, continue will not be executed, 2 will be printed. Next, 3 equals to 3, yes, continue will be executed. Continue means skip for the current iteration, and so the statements under after continue will be skipped and continue with the next iteration. I equals to 4, right? 4 less than or equals to 5, condition true. 4 equals to 5, no, continue will not be executed, 4 will be printed. Next, 5 less than or equals to 5, condition true. 5 equals to 3, no, continue will not be executed, 5 will be printed. Next, condition becomes false, 6 less than or equals to 5, and it will execute printf high. So the output is 1, 2, 4, 5 high. This is the difference between break and continue, very important. Next, if you write return here, what will happen? Return 0. Okay, what will happen? Return means exit from the function. Break means exit from the block. Return means exit from the function. So what will be the output? 1 equals to 3, no, return will not be executed, 1 will be the output. 2 equals to 3, no, 2 will be printed. 3 equals to 3, yes, return will be executed. Return means exit from the function. In which function we are now? We are in now main function. It will exit from the main function. So high will also be not printed. So the output is 1, 2. Okay, this is the difference between break, continue and return. Next, go to. It is just like go to label. See here, go to label. Label is statement 5. Under label we have statement 5. Every time it will go to statement 5. Go to label. Okay. This is about control statements. Under control statements we have covered condition and unconditional. Thank you.